gangs, the ultra-wealthy, and the myth of the lone wolf. Today, we're talking about how you'll be consumed, not how you'll survive. We look at the collapse through the eyes of those who will lock you in as a managed resource. In a collapse, you're just a wrapped gift waiting to be opened. And your soft skills won't buy your freedom. They'll only determine the length of your chain. In this chapter, why gangs love nice guys, how the elite plan to secure loyalty via biometric leverage, and why the lone wolf is just a carcass waiting for a scavenger. We start with the predators who discarded the law long before the lights went out. The gangs. They are a pack of wolves that accidentally read a management textbook. Let's be clear, local warlords don't need nice guys. They definitely don't care about your morals or your diploma from Arizona State. In a world without rules, a gang is simply the most efficient corporation for redistributing resources, except their quarterly earnings are measured in canned goods and ammunition, not stock options. In this hierarchy, you are never an equal. You are one of three things: the inner circle, bonded by blood or years in a cell. Trust here is absolute. The penalty for breaking it, there's no second chance. The assets. If you're a doctor, a gunsmith, or a diesel mechanic, congratulations, you're valuable. Think of it as unpaid overtime, except HR is a guy with a machete who doesn't accept 2-week notices. The cattle, every other civilian, is just a loot box with a heartbeat. You are a source of food, labor, or entertainment, and occasionally, all three. While you're at home debating whether it's ethical to defend your driveway, they've already mapped your neighborhood. Solar panels, expensive trucks, and who looks soft and right for the taking. Do you think you can offer your services for protection? You know their entry price, right? They'll make you do something as dirty as they are. It's a baptism in moral bankruptcy. And even then, you're just cattle with a job description. In this vacuum of power, you won't just face criminals. You'll face ecosystems of belief built on the ruins, the shadow legacies, syndicates that were operating in the dark while you were paying your mortgage. For them, the collapse is just the removal of the middleman. The prophets of the void, charismatic lunatics filling the silence with twisted versions of salvation. They don't want your supplies, they want your absolute obedience. The fallen shields, former low-level law enforcement or military units who weren't important enough for the government bunkers. They still wear the uniforms, but they've traded their oath for the rule of might. Nice guy, which one of these groups do you see yourself negotiating with? Maybe you think you're above the street. Maybe you're a success story with a gated community and a brokerage account. Let me show you why your bank account is just a countdown timer. The 1%, sovereigns of the bunker, the ultra-wealthy, the tech titans and media moguls are building autonomous fortresses on private islands or remote estates. They don't want to save society, they want to outlast it. But they have a dirty secret. They are terrified of their own security. Futurist Douglas Rushkoff met with 5 of these geniuses. They didn't ask about AI. They asked, how do I stop my guards from shooting me the second money stops working? Their brilliant solutions? Dystopian HR policies. Family as collateral. They house the guards' family as hostages. Technological chains. They install biometric locks on the food caches. But when the scanner glitches, they're just a guy in a polo shirt begging a man with a rifle for a sandwich. Foreign mercenaries, hiring contractors who don't speak the local language, because nothing says I'm a leader like hiring people who literally can't understand your plea for mercy. The 9%, the respectable victim. If your wealth is measured in millions, not billions, you're not the elite. To the 1%, you're a security breach, a leak in their perimeter. If your suburban paradise is within 5 miles of a billionaire's estate, expect a no-go zone cleared by thermal drones. The 1% will buy the local sheriff or a gang to be their outer wall. They become feudal lords. You become a distinguished refugee, which is just a polite term for homeless with a Rolex. To the gangs, you're a premium prize, the first house they hit because you have the solar panels in the stocked pantry. And to your own hired security, you're a liability the moment the fridge goes empty. In a collapse, wealth has an expiration date. The 1% might last a year before their guards realize they don't need a boss to open the bunker. The 9%? You'll last a few weeks, until someone decides your stockpile is now community property. Money can't buy loyalty when money is just colorful paper. So we've looked at the fortresses, farmers, church communities, and soldiers from part 1. Link is below. Now we've seen the gangs and the elite. Do you see the pattern yet? There's no seat at the table for you. This brings us to the nice guy complex. You think being a good person is currency. Wrong. In a systemic collapse, morality is a luxury for the well-fed. Your kindness looks like weakness. Your useful skills look like a desperate sales pitch from a telemarketer no one asked for. Being nice makes you predictable, and predictable people get exploited first, usually by lunchtime. Let's break the biggest lie, the myth of the individualist. Society taught you to be independent, but it really meant being isolated. We replaced communities with Instagram followers, and now we're alone. A lone wolf with tactical gear isn't a predator in a collapse. It's just a carcass waiting for scavengers to finish their coffee. Here's the math. Rural locals have bloodlines. Religious communities have Zion. The military has the unit. Gangs have blood packs. What do you have? By now, after the collapse, the pattern is clear. This entire landscape is populated by wolves. The gangs are wolves in the open, a pack that hunts fast, close, and dirty. The ultra-wealthy are wolves of Wall Street in tailored suits, same teeth, better lighting, higher fences. And then there's you, the lone wolf survival fantasy. You replaced a tribe with a high-end backpack and a browser history you pray no one will ever see. Nature doesn't reward pride, it rewards alliances. Stop asking which pack will accept you. Ask the only questions that matter. Who actually needs you to survive? Who knows your name? Who would risk their family's safety for yours? If you can't find an answer, you're not a survivor. You're a statistic in a tactical vest. When the grid goes dark, it's not a battle of good versus evil. It's pack versus prey. It's us versus them. Make sure you're us, because them doesn't survive. Think about it.